Hi writers and readers, I'm Christie Stratos, and today we are exactly 1 week away from the end of Nanowrimo. I don't know where that time went, it's kind of crazy, and really for me it's like, this is actually the last time I'm going to get to hang out with you on this channel, so definitely make sure to go down to the description box, click on the YouTube link, and subscribe to my channel if you want to hang out with me more. Because this is the last time I'm going to see you, I'm going to talk about accepting your achievements. So what exactly does that mean? Well, of course, if you've already reached 50,000 words, or if you are pretty close and you know you're going to reach 50,000 words, then congratulations! You're awesome, and you're pretty much my hero, because it's really, really hard. This is not an easy challenge. This is a really tough challenge. So congratulations. If you're someone who's on target, then just keep pushing ahead. Go, go, go. I have every confidence that you can do it. If you've made it this far, you can make it the rest of the way, no doubt. If you're someone who has fallen behind, then I want to talk to you about accepting what you have achieved. And really, this applies to everyone, regardless of whether you do make the 50,000 words or you don't. It's really important to look at all of your achievements and realize just how much you've learned, just how much you've done, and what a big deal it is. So you're wondering, well, if I don't make my word count, then I failed, right? That's one word I really hate. You haven't failed. You tried to do something, fine, it didn't work out, but you did come out with something, so you can't really fail, per se. The only way you can fail is if you never even started. That's my personal opinion. If you don't make your final word count, what should you do to feel okay about it? Because I've seen so many people when they reach the end of NaNoWriMo saying, I'm so upset, I can't believe I didn't make my word count. I don't know what to do with myself, you know? I'm gonna try to keep you from doing that. Because one of the things you have to remember is that NaNoWriMo is not just about word count. Yes, the goal is to make 50,000 words, but keep in mind that not everyone is trying to reach 50,000. Some people are trying to reach 30,000, some people are trying to achieve something totally different. One of the most important things to remember is that you have achieved something more than when you first started at the beginning of the month. Now, it doesn't matter what that is. It doesn't matter if you just finished an outline of your book and now you know where you're going with it. That's a big deal, because it's the very backbone of what you're doing, right? If you're a planner. If you wrote 100 words, isn't that 100 words more than you had before? If you wrote 20,000 but you don't like them, well then you should probably have an idea of what you don't like about it and what direction you want to go in. If you decide that you're going to trash the novel and that's what's making you feel not so good about yourself, isn't it great that you found out about that within a month's time instead of years? I can tell you that last year I actually got to, I don't remember how many words it was. I didn't finish the book. I was only aiming for like 10,000 words and I still didn't finish it. And I realized right before the end of NaNoWriMo, I hated how it was going and I really just couldn't use it. I needed to restart the entire thing from the ground up, but I had an idea of how I was going to do it and why it didn't work. I found that out in under a month. That would have taken me months to figure out otherwise. And so I'll link that video down below. It's all about setbacks. And I found myself at first saying, I am so upset about this. And then I like took that day of mourning and then I started to realize, look at all of the things I learned. I learned that I don't want to do it journal entry style. I learned that it's going to be much, much longer than that. I learned that the focus doesn't have to be on the customers in the story. It has to be on the employees in the story. I learned that it's going to be third person instead of first person. That's a lot to learn. Those are all the things that you want to keep in mind. The other thing is that you learn about yourself as a writer during NaNoWriMo, and that is my biggest thing about NaNoWriMo. I think it is one of the most useful times for you to learn how you write, your writing style, whether you can write in a cafe, whether it doesn't work out, whether you need writing buddies or not, what kind of schedule works for you, how much can you write if you write every day, do you like doing something like writing every day and writing as much as you can, whether or not it's any good. It's totally different for everybody. I can't even think of enough to write every single day on the same work. It has to be every other day, and I learned that from NaNoWriMo. So every year I participate, but guess what? I've never won. So why am I participating, right? Is it in the hopes that someday I'll win? That would be nice. I really doubt it. But the thing is, when I do NaNoWriMo, I move ahead so fast that, like I said, even if I suffer a major setback, it's happened that fast. I remember in my first year of NaNoWriMo, I was so upset that I didn't make it. I realized if I hadn't taken the time to even get like 5,000 words or even 3,000 words or whatever it was, I would never have made the progress I made to publish it the following year in October. Just because you didn't finish by the end of November, if you don't finish, it doesn't mean that your book is going to just tank, and it doesn't mean that you can't make something of it. It doesn't mean you didn't make progress. So one thing that I really strongly recommend is to actually sit down, and make a list of all the things you accomplished. And this counts if you made 50,000 words or if you're nowhere close. This is really important because what you're going to list is not just I wrote this many words. It's going to be what did I learn about myself as a writer that I can actually use in the future? All those things that I just mentioned before. What did I accomplish in terms of my characters, in terms of where I'm going with this book or not going with this book? If I'm going to trash it, it's pretty important. You could even discover that you really hate novel writing and you just want to stick to poetry. There are just so many things to learn from this, and it's so important to take those lessons and apply them to the rest of your writing life so that you get everything you can out of NaNoWriMo, because this really is an introspective process and you can learn so much about yourself. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I really hope this helped you. Thank you so much for joining me on this channel. I hope you'll join me on my channel as well. Thanks so much for the opportunity, and I hope to see you soon.